All right, everybody, welcome to the second What's in the Bag. We did an early one when I went to the TaylorMade Kingdom. We showed the entire process of getting fit for clubs, and now that I've had them for 6 months, we're gonna go through and talk about each club and my experience with them. So first off, you see, I use a Jones bag. This is the Players Series bag. I originally used, I believe it's called the original Jones bag, which is a little bigger. You've got a bigger pocket here. It's the red, white, and blue one that I used all through New Zealand. It's a bigger bag. I think you have 3 segments for clubs in that one. This one you have 2. I like this strap a lot. This is, heavy duty foam material with this like no slip stuff here. And then you have 2 zippers on the front. One's a small one, one's a big one. There's even like an iPhone pocket inside. Single strap bag, no stand. I like it. Some people don't. You're on the shoulder, you're going, it's faster, it's lighter. It also demands that you bring fewer things. So before we get to the clubs, I'll show you kind of like what I keep in my bag. This is like a tea bag. I actually, extra credit, if you know what logo this is, please tell me, because I cannot for the life of me remember where I got it. It was somewhere in Scotland, I know that. And in here, I usually keep 3 balls. Got some sick little Vice Pro Pluses here with the EAL logo. And the reason for the tea bag is organization is one of the aspects of it, but really, I'm sure you've all had the thing where you dig into your bag and you get a tee in the area between your finger and your fingernail. So just keep a lot of tees, pitch marks, ball marks. I like tees from places, Macrahanish Golf Club, Royal Portrush, Royal County Down. When I play a special course, I grab a few extra tees. That to me means a lot. I bring a Sharpie, but the truth is I've already personalized my balls here with the logo. Rangefinder, here we go. We're rocking a Precision Pro NX9. This goes in meters and yards. It has slope. They're obviously a partner of ours. And if you listen to the podcast, there's a discount code. This is, it's got a nice weight to it. The newer one, the NX7, was pretty light. And it even has a magnet that if you ride in a cart, you could throw it on the cart. I don't ride in a cart that often, so I don't use that feature, but it's handy. Glove, I rock a Vice glove usually. It's got a durable leather. I like the way it fits and looks. A couple more balls in there. We're almost at the clubs. And then here, I usually keep some like health tablets here, throw them in your water after the flight. Make sure you don't get sick. Always carry a bucket with a strap because you never know what kind of weather you're gonna get hit with. It's great for sun, rain, wind, whatever. And the great thing about the buckets for me is that they're super easily packable. You can just roll them up, and obviously you're representing something pretty sick. So now let's get to the important part, the clubs. Head covers, I usually just stick with like strictly design stuff, like start at the top of the bag. Seamus Golf head covers, love those. Love Akbar, made in Portland. So driver, you may or may not know, I have an M5 Tour Head 10.5 strapped onto an Atmos 7X shaft. This is, I believe, the 2nd stiffest shaft that they make. And I love this head, right? It's got great acoustics. You can move the ball any way you want. It's a little bit harder to hit than the M6. The M6 is definitely gonna be a more forgiving head. I kind of like the difficulty of it. This is good for me. I'm a 4.7, but I could easily play to a 9. So this is actually fine for me. Club head speed on that, it's probably gonna be like $112, $117, something like that. Recently switched out this club, used to be a 3-wood, switched to a 5-wood. So this is an M5 19-degree 5-wood, linked to the same shaft as the driver, but obviously in a 3-wood shaft. Tip is in standard loft position. I love this club. It's pretty new for me. I was rocking the 3-wood for a while. Basically, I found that the 3-wood was carrying 265 and rolling out. So it didn't make a lot of sense for me. Also grips, pretty much all throughout the bag, I use the Golf Pride dual compound. I love it. It's great. It lasts a while. And as long as you wipe them down every couple weeks or so, depending on how much you play, I love it because you got the glove grip going on the cord and you've got your hand going on the tackier compound there. I did logo down just because, I don't know, I'm a field player, obviously. Next up, One of my favorite clubs in the bag. This is a long iron. It's a Gapper 3 iron. I used to have the two low. It comes in 3 different sort of sole sizes, low, medium, high, and that also denotes the height of the ball flight. So this for me is like a short par 4 or coming into a short par 5, right? This is gonna probably go 230 yards. And they fit me with a steel shaft, which was kind of interesting. That wasn't, originally I played the stock graphite shaft that TaylorMade ships it with. It's a KBS. So we went into a Project X 6.5. I liked it, it works. It fits with the rest of the bag. I play Project X 6.5 all throughout. It's kind of nasty, right? This is like, I feel like I pull this out of the bag and I'm just like, oh, I'm good. I don't always hit it good, but it's actually really great in Scotland too, because you can keep it kind of low and you can roll it out to high 200s. So it's a very fun club for me to have made and put in the bag. So we've got the driver, 5-wood, 3 iron, and then we go to 4 iron. And 4 iron is same as all the other irons I have, TaylorMade P760. This is forgiving, but what it really does is it offers, if you have a higher swing speed and you have a slightly more consistent move into the ball, it's gonna offer you more consistent yardages. This is not nearly as long for me as the 790s, which I had. I played those for a couple months in a stock setup when we were in New Zealand. And for me, the 790s, I found that I would have 200 yards in, I would grab a 6 iron and be like, all right, just hit it smooth. And I would fly the green. It was going 215 at sometimes. So this has a lower launch and a higher spin. So what that means is you have a more controlled ball flight, and it's also, the distance is gonna be more controllable as well. So now I lost a little bit, with all my irons as far as yardage, but I gained a lot of consistency. And sometimes, I don't know, if you play something like a 790, a slightly more improving iron, you're gonna end up with a shot where you could swear you hit a cut, but it went straight. Or you could swear you hit a draw, but it went straight. That doesn't really happen with these. It's pretty much what I think I did with the ball is what I see in the ball flight. I also love the feeling of these clubs. They're very, they're not soft, right? They're a harder forged iron, but you're ending up with a very dense feeling. When you really hit it pure, you know. The sweet spot is obviously smaller than the 790. The sensation of hitting this, the sound of hitting it, it's different than the 790. So this is meant for if you're regularly hitting, not the sweet spot, but just somewhere around the center of the club, this is good for you. The 790, you can hit it anywhere on the face and you're gonna hit a straight shot that's gonna go your expected yardage. So I went to the 760s and I couldn't be happier. Actually, as soon as I switched, my handicap started going down. As soon as I got this full bag, my handicap started dropping. I think I got them and I was like a 8, and now I'm a 4.7. I've been playing a little more. I've been caring about golf a little more. We did the Pebble Beach Can I Break 90 video. We did the Scottish Open video. So, I have been focusing on my game a little more in short game and putting. My putter is a cool story. You'll love that. As we go through the bag, obviously all P760s in here. I have a 7 iron back. If you saw the Oakmont video, I didn't play with the 7 iron. That was back when I decided to get sort of a step set. So I was playing with 4, 6, 8 pitching wedge. Now I have a full set and it's exciting. Wedges. All right. I was not immediately down with these clubs. The high toes. I have 3 high toes. Like I said, when I first looked at the high toes, I was like, I don't like the way these things look. Totally first reaction. And obviously a big part of the golf club is how do you feel standing over it? Does it make you feel confident? Going back to the irons, that's one thing that's really important is when you look at the top line, how does that make you feel? This is kind of in between. It's much thinner than the 790. The thickness of the top line here is obviously not that thin, but it's not that thick either. It's a good little intermediate width that for me makes me feel really good when I'm standing over any shot with my irons. So as far as confidence goes, Perry, the club fitter at the TaylorMade Kingdom, we were talking about it, and as far as the looks go, he was like, just try them out. And basically what happened with the high toes is he proved to me in basically like 45 seconds the science behind these wedges is you're getting a tremendous amount of spin. I think I almost got 30% more spin on my wedge shots from like 110 and in. and you're basically getting a lot lower trajectory. So it's the same thing as the 760s. When you bring the ball lower and when you add more spin, you create a lot more consistency with the distances that the ball is flying, which obviously with the wedges is key. And you get them to really stop on the green, which is really key. He suggested these Tour Issue Dynamic Gold shafts, which are basically the closest thing you can get to really being a rapper and playing golf at the same time without actually being a rapper. They're S400, so they're pretty stiff and they're pretty heavy, but I like that. You know, I'm looking at, for the combinations, we did 50, 54, 58. With the 58, I'm looking at 80, 85 yards. With the 50, I'm looking at about 110, 115. And you know, I'm in love with them so far. I've grown to really enjoy the way that the finish is kind of wearing into the use of the club. Again, same grips. I kind of am an advocate for the same grips all throughout. When I started playing golf, you know, and I was getting used clubs here and there, I wasn't able to get the same grips all throughout. Because I mean, grips, they're not cheap. They're like 10 bucks each, and then you gotta pay to get them installed or install them yourself, which takes like an hour or two, and it kills a lot of your brain cells because of all that like acetate or whatever. If you can, replacing grips is a big way to like make your clubs feel brand new. But again, it's a bit of an investment. So down to the last club here, my putter. So my putter is, you know, for a lot of people out there, it's probably the most personal club in your bag in a sense. It's the thing that really stands between you and a score. You know, we've seen Tiger drive the ball all over the place. We've seen him hit mediocre iron shots, but the recovery shots, the scoring club is the putter. Without a doubt, I would tell anybody that. A big part of my handicap going down over the last couple months has been the addition of, this might sound super out of touch, the putting green in the office. Back Nine Greens came in and put a really incredible putting green in our office, and the ability to just practice short putts, 10-foot putts, makeable birdie putts has really changed my ability to score. So, Snowball head cover, this is my dog, obviously he's wearing a visor. He's not wearing the hat that is made in his honor. This is available at our website for all of our merch, randomgolfclub.com. You can get the visor, hoodies, t-shirts, golf shirts, whatever. But you know, this is inspired by something that I really believe in, which is bringing your dog out to the golf course, making golf a little bit more fun, right? So anyway, I love that hat. Now, this putter, basically, I have a friend over at Edel. He called me up and said, do you want to get fit for a putter? And I was like, sure. So the deal is, I paid for this putter, and it's weighted. It's filled with a lot of weight in the shaft. It is actually heel balanced, which is pretty much, I've never seen anything that is heel weighted. Most of the putters you're gonna see are face balanced, neutral balanced, or toe balanced. Now, if you want to dig into getting fit for your putter, you absolutely should. There's a way to do it without spending a lot of money. There's apps you can download. You can go to any golf store. The way you figure it out is you figure out what kind of putting stroke do you have. The more of an arced putting stroke you have, meaning the more that your putt goes like this versus straight back and straight through, means the more that you need to pay attention to what kind of putter you should get. I'm not gonna get too far into that because I'm not an expert, but what they do when they fit you for a putter, and this is at the Kingdom as well, they put a mirror on the putter blade, they tell you where do you think you're lined up, and a lot of times there's a laser, and a lot of times you're not even aligned correctly. So a big part of putting well is, like all golf, in your setup, in your alignment, in your practice. So I really like the color of this putter. I like it all black, I like the simplicity of it. The 3 lines really help me aim and get set up. The grip is not a massive grip. It's probably a mid-size super stroke size. But again, this putter to me just screams simplicity, cleanliness, and it looks like a murder weapon. Again, it's all black. You're not gonna, find this. If I throw it away, it's literally gonna be missing, and they won't have a case against you if you are in fact a murderer. But if you're just trying to make putts, there's something about this. A lot of the putter selection comes down to acoustics. How does it sound? I love the way this putter sounds, and I've made a lot of putts and made a lot of people who are on other teams unhappy. So that is basically what goes into my bag. If you have any more questions about the bag, let me know below in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'm happy with my bag. Everything makes me feel really confident. I love having it. In fact, the country of Morocco kept my golf bag for about a month, and it was like really depressing because these are all very personal items that you've spent time not only thinking about what you're gonna get, but also getting to know after you've had them, learning about them, feeling them. You could probably know which club you had in your hands with your eyes closed. This has been a fun What's in the Bag too. We're out.